Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And in this episode, we are checking out JustFlight's PA-28 Turbo Warrior. No, this is the 4 because it's got the T-tail. The aircrafts have all been updated for Sim Update 12, as well as given a bunch of other different improvements. And today we are in Aspen, Colorado, and we're going to take the aircraft up, just do a quick circuit around, sort of fly it, see what's new, and just enjoy the aircraft. I've always enjoyed it. I've been talking for the last couple of videos. I need to fly it, and today we're going to do it. Make sure, if you guys can, that you join us at Flight Sim Expo 2023. That's right, Overkill Simulations is going to be present this year, guys, at the Lone Star Museum in Houston, Texas. If you guys are interested in joining us there, be sure to check down the description below. There is a coupon code that can save you guys a bit of money using my personal reference to get you there. Again, that'll save you a bit of cash in your Flight Sim Expo 2023 experience. This is going to be June 23rd through the 25th of 2023. Again, in Houston, Texas, at the Lone Star Flight Museum. I went a few years ago in Las Vegas, and they are an absolute great time. There's some very, very informative and educational seminars to help better your flight simming experience, as well as a ton of developers of both hardware and software that you guys actually get to try out, essentially a try before you buy experience, as well as talking with the developers themselves and finding out what the products are all about. So again, guys, it's going to be Flight Sim Expo 2023 in Houston, Texas. I hope to see you guys all there. Don't forget to use my coupon code that you can find down in the description below. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future guides that come along down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below, and thank you to all of my current subscribers. All right, guys, so as I was saying, the aircraft from JustFlight, the PA-28 series, are an absolute amazing kit of aircraft. Their texturing is beautiful. The features are beautiful. The performance and relationship to real world charts and documentation seems to be right on point. They can be very, very challenging to fly, especially for low wing aircraft, if you are not someone who is professional and very skilled with the aircraft. And today, I just wanted to get back into it, see what it was about. I want to start flying these more. We are finally getting closer, guys, to a point in life where I'm hoping within the next 6 to 12 months that I'm actually going to be able to start going for my pilot's license. So I need to start taking things a bit more seriously. And today we're going to do some of that. We are going to be further introducing air traffic control as the videos go on. But for right now, I'm just going to get back in the habit of following checklists and things like that. So we're going to try to follow the aircraft startup procedures as they are listed in the checklist inside the sim. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the nice thing about the JustFlight aircraft is they come with a really awesome tablet. Gives you a whole bunch of different features that you are able to use. Now you can see auto fuel selector. That is not something that's actually there with the real aircraft, to my understanding. This is just a feature that you have if you're someone who doesn't really want to deal with having to remember to swap the fuel tanks, every 15, 20 minutes, etc., to keep them balanced. Then you don't necessarily have to do that by selecting that. We're going to go ahead and turn that off because, again, I said that I was going to behave myself today. Let's see what we got for flight info. This is pretty awesome. Current pressurization, 7,000, or you go at 7,200 feet. 7,200 feet? Nice. 7,200 feet. Let's see here. What else we got here? Range. Got nothing going on here because this is all flight info, so the aircraft actually has to be started and flying. Headwind component looks like we got a 4-knot wind, left crosswind component 6 knots, true airspeed showing 3 knots. That makes sense. Track 312. So that gives you all of your current information is what that's showing. That's pretty awesome. Let's see what happens when we go to the home page here. Now, one of the cool things they've also done too is you have the Navigraph charts integration. I'm not going to worry about that for today's flight. I'm just going to sort of do a couple of quick circuits, get some wind information, things like that. But you do now have Navigraph charts integration as well as the SimBrief integration that comes with the latest version. So that's pretty awesome. Full GPS map that is available here. I think there it comes. Does take a second to load. And that part I'm not too crazy about. I'm not quite sure why that takes so long. Various settings that you guys can check based on your preferences for the, let's go ahead and bring the brightness up though. Wow, brightness is up. Really? Wow, it totally is. So I guess that's really going to be more beneficial for the night flying. And I think there's a way to actually charge this one if memory serves. Thought there was like a input that you had to do. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Top of descent calculator if you guys need that. Again, very cool features that they have. And here is our checklist. Now, see, this is why I sort of wish that it was, we can bring that up a little bit. That definitely does help. A little bit. Can I move it over a little bit? No. That would have been nice to be able to move it left and right as well. But that's all right. We'll go ahead and take it here. Okay, so flight interior. Let's go ahead and start looking at a few things here. I believe, oh, I clicked. I didn't mean to click. Let's move this down. Sort of right there where I can see as much as I can. I haven't set any custom views. Let's go ahead and do that. And by the way, I will absolutely be using Track IR once we're up and airborne. I don't typically do so when I'm running through the startups, just because the camera tends to bounce so much. And that's more for you guys' benefit than mine. You know, I don't like seeing the recording moving all around. I'm just setting some default views here to make swapping between some of these screens a bit easier. So let's set that Control-Alt-2, Control-Alt-1. Let me peek around the aircraft here, see what things I'm going to need access to. Like I said, it has definitely been a while. Oh, look at that. Dome light. Anyway, I don't know. I'm used easily. What do you want me to tell you? Can you move the curtains? I don't know why that's interesting to me. I was just curious if you could. And let's get down to the fuel selector switch, because that is kind of a big one. Just so I have it. Sometimes it can be a pain in the backside to get to these. So let's see here. Let's come up here, and we're just going to sort of do something like this. There we go. All right, Control-Alt in 3, swapping back to 1. There we go. So we have 1, 2, 3. Takes to the fuel floor. Good. Do I have anything else of great importance? I am going to hide the yokes because obviously the camera views can make those a bit challenging to get to. And let's start poking around here and see what we got going on. So, all right, parking brakes are set. So we have parking brake set, gear selector check down. Gear selector is down. Let me make sure that my controls match. They do. All right, gear selector is down. And I actually want to make sure I'm on the right profile in SPAD next. That's actually going to associate. I'm going to move some controls for a second just to make sure everything is behaving itself as it should. There we go. Is that really full? That feels like it's not quite throwing the full axis. Let me make sure. I guess it is. All right. Okay, so everything's back to where I had it. Let's see here. Do we have rudder response? We do. I need to pop the yoke out for just a minute. All right. Good. We're good to go. Wanted to make sure. All right, so let's swing back over here. Avionics are all off. Mixture is leaned out. Mixture is lean. Magnetos. I suppose we can just do a quick sweep here. I bet most of these are on it. Let's see here. So that is the autopilot master switch. It is currently disabled. Heading is off. Magnetos are off. Landing gear handles down. Parking brake is set. All circuit breakers are pushed in. All lights, avionics, and master switches are off. Okay, so magnetos are off. Battery, we want on. Battery comes to the on position. There we go. Fuel quantity check. Fuel gauges are... Let's see here. That is oil pressure, oil temperature, amps. Fuel in gallons on the left-hand tank. Fuel in gallons on the right-hand tank. Both tanks are full. Looking good. All right, fuel quantity check complete. Annunciator panel check. All lights annunciating. So we can go ahead and do a test light for the last one. Over boost. Light comes on. Good to go. Battery switch to the off position. All right, battery switch off. Flight controls we did just check. Free and correct. They are good. Flaps check. I believe that is our flap switch right there. Oh, that's the handle on the floorboard. Flap handle responding. Stepping outside for just a minute. Make things a bit easier. And the flaps did come down. Let's verify. I think this one has a flap gauge. Let's see here. That's exhaust temperature. Stemmer, co-pilot, first officer, whatever you want to call it. Jeez, guys, I can't talk today. So it does not have a flap indicator, so it's just the old flap handle. Okay, fair enough. Like I said, it's been a while, guys. We're sort of getting re-familiar with it at the same time. Definitely wouldn't call this a check ride. Elevator trim to neutral. Where is my trim wheel? There it is. And let's see, let's just make sure that my trim is responding. It is. We are in the neutral position. Bouncing back over here. Elevator trim is in fact in neutral. All right, so that is all 12 items complete. Now let's go for the pre-flight check on the exterior. Now, can I click on them or does it just literally do it? All right, so we want a lights check. And I think at that point, I don't think you actually, let's see here. I don't know if I can, let me try to go around. I don't know if we're actually able to move the controls. Does not look like it, so I think that's just the procedures listed, but I don't think it's necessarily, oh, I thought my computer froze. Let me go to the exterior for a second, make sure that we can't click on anything. Because that is one thing that I really enjoy about the Tecnam aircraft. Gosh, why is my camera... I hate how fast the drone is by default. It's so fast. Yeah, you can't click on anything. That's kind of a bummer. I would have enjoyed that. The Tecnam was really cool. I really enjoyed that you could actually go in there and get it. Okay, so let's see here what we need to work on. So control surfaces we checked. We made sure that they actually work. Light bulbs are all there. Fixtures are good. Covers are on and not damaged. Okay, tie downs, we're going to remove these in just a second. So we're going to go here, here, and here. And let's go and do that real quick. So we're going to go back to the aircraft menu. And let's turn these off. Chocks are off. Toe down. Yeah, that thing. Tie downs are off. Let's go ahead and come back in here. And let's go back to our checklist. Where was I? There we go. Engine oil door closed. Engine oil quantity check. Cabin door closed and latch, baggage door. So let's do those three real quick. Again, back to over here. Go to our aircraft and let's close some doors. There we go. And we did need to do an oil quantity check. That's oil pressure and oil temp. I don't think I can actually do that. I don't think there's a way for me to actually check the oil quantity in this particular aircraft if memory serves. Let's see here. What do we have here? Gallon. Nope, that's fuel flow, manifold pressure, RPMs. Yeah, I don't see an oil. Again, we have oil pressure, but I don't think that there's a way to truly verify oil quantity in this aircraft. Oh, you know what? There kind of is. There kind of is. Let's check that. So it's be right here. Oil quantity is 8.0. Let's click the refill oil, although I've never flown the aircraft. This is a fresh install of it, so I'm really not too concerned about that. By the way, I do like this. If you guys find that you have an aircraft from the JustFlight department or arena, if you will, that has your trim wheel is too sensitive, you can actually come right here and bring that sensitivity up or down, depending on what your preference is. So that's pretty slick. Anyway, let's come back over here. So we did check the oil quantity. We verified oil quantity is good. All right, and now we're on to the before engine start. We did already verify all circuit breakers are in. Alternate static air source is off. Prop RPM lever needs to go to max. So there it is. And I believe fuel selector needs to be on the fullest tank, and which currently they are balanced. So left tank is fine. We're going to go to engine start cold. Obviously the temperature out here is pretty nasty out. So we're going to go throttle a quarter of travel. So that's about right. Right about there is what I would call that. All right, so we're going to kick that one. Battery switch, alternator, and beacon and nav lights on. So let's go ahead and do that for a second. So there's the battery. There's the alternator. And we have... Where are my other lights? I know I'm missing some lights here. I feel like such a noob when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I'm definitely missing something. Oh, there we go. Anti-collision light. That's what that said. I thought that was like landing light. No, that was a landing light, so I was staring right at it. Nav lights, though. I don't remember where nav lights are, guys. Pitot heat, landing light. I'm missing two lights, guys. I mean, it clearly states unless... No, the anti-collision lights can't turn them all on. That wouldn't make sense. What does this say? That's really hard to see. That's panel light. Okay, so that's panel light. And this is nav lights. Okay, I'm going to move that RPM lever back for just a second. Nav light and rad light. Now let's go outside and make sure that they're on. So I got the beacon on. I see the beacon. There's the anti-collision lights, but I'm not seeing nav lights. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here, guys. Let's roll that down the other way. See, that turns the panel lights on, too. I don't want the panel lights, radio lights. Oh, but it did turn everything else on. And I guess I do want the radio lights on. That's actually a stupid thing for me to say. Okay, prop back to full. So you roll that down. I was expecting to go the other direction with that, too. Okay, cool. Let's bounce back up here. Where were we? All right, so battery switch is on, alternators on, beacons are on, nav lights on, fuel pump, low or use primer button. So let's do the low on the fuel pump. And we should see fuel pressure. I'm actually not. Oh, that's why, because my mixture is down. Duh. All right, mixture rich until fuel flow peaks and then cut off. All right, so we're gonna go rich, still going. There's the peak, back to cut off. Okay. Propeller is clear, and let's read the next few steps to stay ahead of it. Propeller clear, and ignition to start, mixture rich when engine starts successful, magnetos to both, and then adjust the throttle to 1500 RPMs. Okay, so let's do this. Here we go. So we're gonna give a nice big, just shout out our little window here. Clear prop. Full rich, and bring those RPMs back down to 1500 is what he said. There we go. Beautiful sound. I love their sounds too. They always do such a good job. Their aircraft are so much fun. Always enjoyed their aircraft. I really have. Okay, so let's keep going. Oh, I think I bumped the throttle. Close enough? Okay. All right, so we got propeller clear, ignition start, mixture's rich, engine start successful, magnetos are on both by default. Yep, good. Adjust the throttle, fuel pump is currently set to low, and let's check oil pressure. Oil pressure is in the green, oil temperature as well on the rise. All right, so it looks like we're good for taxi here at this point. Landing light as required, avionics on. Let's go ahead and turn our avionics switch on. Looks like avionics are all on, actually. Looks like we need to do our Garmin. I feel like, where's my own button? There we go. There we go, bringing it to life. Okay. Transponder. Set that on. We're going to be doing 1200. 1200. We got VFR. Simulating, we got our clearance. Simulating, we got our barometric pressure locked in. Barometric pressure is in at 304. 3040, actually, I think is what that is. So let's see what we got. Landing light. Let's go ahead and turn the taxi light on. We're going to need that. So it looks like landing light comes on for taxi. Pitot heat, it's cold as hell, so let's go ahead and turn it on now. I mean, obviously, it's going to be needed up there. So landing light on, avionics on, radios are set, transponder set, altimeter setting is checked, heading indicator current set. Let's verify that with the compass. Showing 060 here, and where's our heading indicator? Right in front of your face, that's where it is. Anyway, good job. Right in front of your face. Heading indicator set, taxi area is clear, parking brake is ready to be released. Test the tow brakes upon release. Flight instrumentation, avionics check. Okay, let me get the head tracker turned on and we will complete these last steps and we'll get ready to roll. All right, got our window shut down here. Let's go ahead and release that parking brake. Make sure our flaps are up. Adding a little bit of power. Brake check. Brakes are good. Let's get taxied out to the runway here. Well, we'll taxi out a bit. And there's what looks like a run-up ramp over there. We'll run through the ground check. I like all the motion and shaking that displays with this aircraft. This is a great one in VR too, guys. If you guys haven't tried it out. And again, some of that is because of all the shaking and bouncing that is involved. I mean, you can see the way the cockpit sort of rolls. It really makes it kind of nice in VR because you get more of that natural ground motion that you would expect to see. It's not so much on a track. Oh, what am I doing, son? Great start to your taxi there, bro. Anyway. Let's get that back on center line here. That was a numbskull move, wasn't it? Wasn't even on the damn taxi line. Not a good start. Anyways, like I said, get a lot of really cool immersion pieces that come with the use of this aircraft. Oop. See, that's why I wish you could feel the motion of the ground. Feel when you're coming off that center line. Oh, you can look around. Alright, I'm sort of just going to use over here as a run-up ramp here. I don't really see any other location to do so yet. So let's come over here. Alright, that's right about 1500 RPMs there. Alright, parking brake is set. Let's get ready to do our ground check here. And see what we got going on. Alright, so ground check. Parking brake is set. Mixture is set to full rich. RPMs are set to maximum. Throttle to 2000 RPMs. I thought I could see it from right there. It is. There we go. Okay. Throttle's at 2000. Magnetos. Alright, so we're going to do 150 RPM max decrease down to 1. Magneto's down to 50. So let's see here. Where are we? Roll one back. Back to both. Vacuum gauge. Pressure, oil temp, altimeter or alternator. Exhaust temperature. Oh, I don't know where the vacuum gauge is. Suction, vacuum, there we go. 4.5. I don't know what it's supposed to be in. Well, it's got vacuum. I guess that's what we're checking. Oil pressure and temperature. Temperature's approaching hot, but still good. And pressure is right where it belongs. Amp meter. I just saw it. Oh, amp meter's good. Annunciators test. Good. Exercise and full forward. Okay. Alternate air is off. Fuel pumps go to off. Fuel pressure. Where the hell was I? Still good? Engine idle. About 600 to 650, okay? Just at 1200 RPMs. RPMs. We're good. Before takeoff. Battery switch is on. Alternator is on. Strobe lights. Hey, turn the strobe lights on. Got anti-collision lights on. That's the best that I see. I think that's it. I mean, we saw them blinking earlier. Landing light is on. Fuel pump back to low. Fuel selector, the fullest tank. Let's move that over to the right tank now, because we've been running for a minute. Engine gauges. Exhaust temperature is still really low. Good. Mixture's at full rich. Prop RPM max. Flap set and check. Let's see what this got. Oh, that clears it. Oops. Set flaps 1 for takeoff. Trim set. Let's go a few degrees nose up. Cabin doors are closed and latched. Takeoff. Parking brake release. Throttle set for takeoff. Rudder maintain axis. Airspeed indicator check working. Rotation minimum of 70 knots. Initial climb accelerate to about 89 knots or 79 knots. All right, let's do this. Whoo, buddy. All right, so we just got to get back out to the runway and we'll be good to go. All right. I keep bumping that damn button. Let's see if I can actually use the taxi line this time. That would probably be smart. There we go. So really, really enjoying this startup. It's been fun so far. Never actually been to Aspen. Which is kind of a shame, too, because I'm really not particularly far from it. I mean, I'm in Arizona, so... Alright, do a quick stop here. Approach looks good. Runway's clear. Everything's set. Power up. Rock and roll. Airspeed alive. 65 knots. There's 70 knots. Begin rotating. Come on, baby. About 80 knots of climb. Gear coming up. Flaps coming up. Manifold pressure coming back. RPM's coming back. Start trimming nose aft. I might actually want to, there it goes, increase my sensitivity a little bit. Still looking with that 80 knot climb out. There's beautiful Aspen. That was fun. That was a good takeoff. At least I think so. I enjoyed that one very, very much. Let's go ahead and start navigating over to the left here. Aircraft's flying just flawlessly. So what I'm thinking we're doing is just sort of do a quick circle, maybe go around those mountain ranges a little bit, and come back in for a straight in approach. I think I wouldn't mind increasing my trim sensitivity a bit. It's not quite as powerful as I would like. I like a more rapid response. There she goes. That's better. You can see how much she's slipping here. Got a little bit of a slip, not too bad. I don't know why that keeps coming up. I must be missing something. Huh. I feel like... Do I have... There it goes. Huh. Not sure what's going on there. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, start working some mixture here. Come on, baby. Get that nose back down. I got too much nose high. Before she wasn't giving me much at all, now I'm getting a ton of it. Yeah, so a few things I would like. This is going to be a little interesting to try to do here. I'm going to hit this here. You guys are going to see a little bit of bad flying here, and I apologize. Try something like that. Yeah, I apparently had a lot of nose aft there for a minute. Still climbing like crazy. Pull the RPMs back here. 2300. There we go. I think we got a good run here. Let's see if we can go back to our checklist. This is where it's going to be hard to see it. I'm going to have to use the zoom here. Takeoff, we did good there. That all went real well. Climb. Looks like I brought my flaps up a little too soon. Best rate of climb. Should have been rocking about 97 knots. My fault. Mixture was rich. Yep. Manifold pressure, airspeed. Fuel pump. Shut the fuel pump off. I did turn that off, right? And didn't set... Yeah, okay. Alright. This is why it'd be nice. I wish they would make more of these that can be used on mobile devices. Light, elevator trim set. Okay. Cruise climb, we're good there. Prop speed, 2450. Manifold pressure. Should be at about, what'd they say? 33 inches. So we were a little low on the manifold pressure. Let's come down to cruise. Throttle max of 75%. Propeller RPM as required. Lean for altitude. Elevator trim. Descent. Power as desired. Mixture lean for altitude. Elevator trim. Approach landing light on. Fuel tank to the fuel selector. Fuel pump low. Alright, we're going to leave the descent information on. Let's zoom back out again. Okay, so let's see here. Manifold pressure I like. RPMs I actually like. This is actually pretty good. Pretty comfy cruise right now. Cruising right about 110 knots. That's not bad. Beautiful region. And the only thing that happened is through all that chaos, I lost track of my runway. Kind of lost sight of where I was there. See if we can just spot it without... Is it under us? Yep, there it is. Let's try to just maintain altitude. Maintaining altitude in these mountain ranges is a little tricky too. So, got a couple things against me there. This is a really fantastic aircraft. I like that it's all steam gauge too. That's why I didn't want to look at the digital map. She flies gorgeously. Trim's a little better. Still wants to climb like a bat out of hell right now. The hell, we're cruising at 120 knots now. Still trying to climb. There we go, that's better. Beautiful. Oh, I never set my transponder to altitude. Loves to climb, man. Alright, so I'm going to get down to the back of that mountain range there. Just, right directly in front of where I'm looking there. Center screen there. And then turn the aircraft around and start descending down through the valley. And like I said, more or less coming for a straight-in approach. Get her on down, but this is a great little aircraft. Said, nice, easy, gentle cruise at 120 knots. That ain't bad. I think what we're going to do is we'll fly over the runway. Well, I don't know. Can I still salvage this? I don't think so. I think I'm going to come in way too fast. So what we'll do, let's level our descent for a minute. Let's give the aircraft some time to slow down. There she goes. Back in the green arc here on the white top. Let's go ahead and do flaps 1. Add that prop back in. Manifold pressure back. Pull the prop back. Maintain that altitude. Interesting approach. Go gear down, flaps 2. Trying to get us set for 75 knots here. Close to it as I can. Fuel pump needs to come back to low. It's 80 knots. Full flaps coming as we turn final. Turn to the base. I'm gonna do a pretty steep approach here because I still got quite a bit of altitude to dump. Trying to keep visual on the runway here. Prop back to full. Let's make that final turn. Watch my descent rate. Getting fast. Coming in high. Try to slip it in here. Hard when the wind's right on me. Come on. All right. Come on. Center line, center line, center line. What a beautiful airplane. Gosh, I forgot how cool this airplane is. This is so well done, guys. Such a well done plane. That was fun. That was exciting to fly. That was a really good time. Let's get those flaps down, or flaps up. Really recommend this one, guys, if you don't own it already. Again, this is the JustFlight Piper 28 series. They have the Warrior 3, they have the Warrior 4, and they have the turbo and non-turbo. And this is one of the turbo versions, the Turbo 4. Fantastic plane. Fantastic plane. Fantastic. I've still got a lot to learn. I know I do. But this is how I want to start flying some of these aircraft. Some of them I still like to just get up and fly. Some of them I don't like following all the checklists. Some of them I just like to jump in and go. This is one where I'm trying to find... The next one we're going to be doing is the Cessna 172. And with a mod, so stick around for that, guys. That makes it very realistic. And because we've got... I was doing some research, and we've got Pipers, we have... Warriors, we have Cherokees, we have Cessna 172s, 182s out here for training purposes. So let's see here, what do we got? After landing, flaps are up, landing light as required. Let's go ahead and turn the landing light off. There we go. Landing light off, strobe needs to stay on for a minute. I still feel like I'm missing a strobe light. There's something that I'm missing there. Elevator trim set to neutral. Let's do that. Gotta back up. You know what? It'd probably be faster just to roll it. Yep. There we go. Okay. Let's see what else we got. And finally shut down. Let's see here. Parking brake. Did I set it already? There we go. Parking brake is set. Avionics off. Let's see here. Transponder off. Everything else will roll off. Oh, I never turned the ADF radio on. Oh well. Turn that off. That off. RPM, max RPM. We are at max RPM. Engine is set to idle. Mixture idle to cut off. Alright, there's the engine rolling out. And magnetos to off. Alright. And I think after that, everything's just a matter of turning off everything else we played with here. So there's pitot heat off. Come on, give me that. There's that off. Alternator's off. I'm going to roll that back for just a minute. I'll go ahead and set that. Actually, we'll just set that back to where it is now. Let's see here. Whoa, why am I stuttering all of a sudden? Damn it, Microsoft, knock it off. End flow. Cut it out. Let's see here. Oh, fuel pump. There we go. Fuel pump needs to be turned off. All right, double checking everything. Let's go back to our main page. Let's go to aircraft and set our chocks, set our tie downs. Let's open up our doors and we can exit the aircraft. As always, guys, I truly hope that you guys enjoyed this video. This is a fun aircraft to fly. I truly enjoy this. We're going to be flying this one a heck of a lot more. This was really a lot of fun, and I really want to get more familiar with steam gauges and getting a better idea on how to fly them the old-fashioned way. So as always, guys, stay safe and healthy. A link to the aircraft will be down in the description below if you're interested, and I will see you in the next one.